Welcome back to Can't Think Straight, where we believe that Frog and Toad are gay lovers. Today we bring you episode 4 of season 5, which means we only have one more episode left for this entire season, which means we're almost done for the semester, which means I'm one semester away from being violently thrown into the adult world and kind of freaking out. But yay, episode 4. As usual, we will be starting this episode by learning more about the queer community via the Crash Course. Kennedy Madron, who did a fabulous job hosting last episode's Crash Course, will be presenting for us again. This week's topic of discussion revolves around the evolution of the pride flag. After Kennedy fills us in on the significance of this evolution, the Can't Think Straight crew will share which pride flag resonates most with them and why. So, without further delay, over to you, Kennedy.
Hi, I'm your host, Kennedy Madron, and welcome back to Can't Think Straight. Today, we'll be talking about the history of the pride flag. By now, almost everyone knows about what a pride flag is or what one looks like. We often see them in neighborhoods, flying on flagpoles, in storefront windows, inside of restaurants, on socks, shirts, bags, and other merchandising. The pride flag can be seen all over the nation in many different spots and locations. And this is great because it shows the surrounding community that this is a safe space for all humans to be themselves. But like everything, it has a deep history, and that's what we will be discussing today, the origins of the pride flag and how it has evolved over the decades. The origins of the pride flag begin in June 1978, where it debuted at the San Francisco Gay Freedom Day Parade. The flag was designed by American artist and gay activist Gilbert Baker, who was encouraged by fellow gay activist Harvey Milk to design a flag that represented and symbolized the dignity and value of the gay community. The first design actually included 8 stripes, each stripe a different color of the rainbow, including a hot pink stripe. But sadly, Milk was assassinated in November '78, and many from the gay community demanded more pride flags to be made in Milk's honor. But due to the lack of pink pigment color available, the hot pink stripe was removed. The next year, the San Francisco Pride Parade organizers would remove another stripe, leaving us with the historic and well-recognized 6-stripe flag we often see today. And though recognizable, many might not be aware that each stripe has a different meaning attached to it. Red means life, orange healing, yellow sunlight, green nature, blue serenity, and purple spirit. And each of these colors and meanings will stick with the pride flag even in its next redesigns. By 2017, 2 years after same-sex marriage was legalized in the United States, a new version of the original pride flag was unveiled by the city of Philadelphia. This new version included 2 new stripes, one black and one brown. These stripes represent the queer community striving to become more inclusive and to celebrate people of color's voices and the LGBT community, whose concerns and needs were often disregarded. Shortly after, in 2019, the pride flag would go through another redesign, and 3 new stripes will be added, blue, white, and pink, representing the transgender pride flag designed by Monica Helms in 1999. These colors were added to embrace transgender persons and the LGBT community and to represent an all-inclusive and strong queer community. This new flag is now the main representative symbol where its goal is to represent inclusivity, acceptance, diversity, and love. Now let's hear from some of our crew and listen to what they have to teach us about some other pride flags.
This is the flag I chose. I chose the lesbian flag because it's really pretty, I love the colors, and I think being a lesbian is really cool.
This is the flag I chose, the pansexual flag. I chose it because I like the bright colors, and they're all about inclusivity. And inclusivity is cool.
I chose the gay man pride flag. It's kind of similar to the lesbian flag, but I'd argue I like the colors better. I think they kind of took the cool colors, and it's funny because
There are so many cool pride flags to learn about, and they are all important symbols to those in the LGBT community, not only due to its history, but because of the values and people it represents. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Crash Course.
We here at Can't Think Straight do not expect you all to memorize the meanings of over 20 different pride flags, but it is pretty fun to learn more about the queer community and all the diversity within it. If you're ever unsure about what a flag or a symbol represents, don't be afraid to ask. Stay tuned for headlines coming up next on Can't Think Straight. Thanks for hanging around. As ops manager of App TV, it feels wrong not to plug the other App TV shows, so make sure to check out App TV's other shows on YouTube. In today's App TV Spotlight, we have Pixel Peak. Pixel Peak is App TV's video gameplay show produced by Jack Thornton. Jack and the crew just released a brand new episode and Halloween special on YouTube, so make sure to check it out. You can also find our episodes on Sky Best Channel 20 or 1020 and Spectrum Charter Channel 198. Go ahead and follow App TV's socials to keep up with new episodes and behind-the-scenes content. Anyways, headlines! I kind of want to make the entrance to headlines like a bit more intense. Can we get like a breaking news intro graphic? Bipanic struck the LGBTQ community recently when Troye Sivan dressed in drag in his new music video for his hit song, One of Your Girls. Ross Lynch fell victim as well. The National Hockey League banned players from using rainbow pride tape when wrapping their hockey sticks about 2 weeks ago. But as of this morning, the ban was lifted and was determined discriminative. So, crisis verdict. Che Flores, an NBA referee, became an official in 2022, and they were classified as one of the 2 women refs, but recently came out as transgender and non-binary in an interview with GQ. Peter Tuchel hosted a one-man protest in front of the National Museum of Qatar. According to him, this was the first ever LGBTQ+ protest to take place in Qatar or any Gulf nation for that matter. Tuesday, October 24th, Hong Kong court rules that same-sex couples now have equal inheritance rights. Also on Tuesday, Sam Smith and Kim Petras made #1 on the Billboard's Hot 100 as the first non-binary and trans artist with their song Unholy, which is awesome for them, but the song's still garbage. Lesbians, assemble! Anne Hathaway is starring in a queer-coded thriller in the upcoming movie Eileen, set in the 1960s New England. In the trailer, we get teased with a kiss between her and her co-star, Thomasin McKenzie. So you better believe I'm about to watch stuff out of this film! Ugh. In other news, 76 people have been detained by law enforcement for attending a gay person's birthday party. That's crazy. Queer men, this one's for y'all. Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan are starring in the queer film Saltburn. The trailer just came out recently, and I think y'all are gonna like it, so stay tuned. There are a lot of queer films coming out here pretty soon, which is the perfect segue into our next segment with Macaulay. I'll tell you more as soon as we come back. Thank you for hanging around. Before I toss it over to Macaulay, keep in mind, when they endorse something, they do not do so lightly. So Macaulay's words are gospel, which kind of sounds like a good name for this new segment. Okay, stand by.
Greetings. My name is Macaulay. I'm known to enjoy a motion picture or two. So I decided to come before you all today and recommend a film, a gay film. It's not news to anyone that it's currently autumn. I mean, look around you. But you know, it's the time of the year to become snug as the bug. So why not watch a cozy movie? I think you should watch a cozy movie. Please watch a cozy movie. It's my highly educated opinion that one of the most cozy and warm-hearted movies of all time, queer or otherwise, is that of Big Eden, directed by Thomas Bezuka in the year 2000. It's about a successful NYC artist named Henry Hart, and he's returning to Big Eden, Montana, really loud car next to me, to take care of his ailing grandfather, who happens to be his only surviving relative. Along the way, he tries to rekindle old romance and finds new romance, So, what makes this film so good? Why have I seen it 6 times, and why does it make me cry on occasion? That can be answered with one word. Love. And also building community. I think that's an important theme in the movie. Upon its release, Big Eden was generally panned by its largely straight critics for being unrealistic and overwhelmingly sweet. But if you go on Letterboxd these days and you look at contemporary opinions, they're typically supportive of it. So I don't think any of that really matters. So we're just gonna move past that. It's a good movie. In it, Henry is not met with the stereotypical disgust or scorn often associated with rural and insular communities in regards to homosexuality. Instead, Henry is engulfed in a big wave of love from all the people who knew him as a child, and no one is judgmental of him at all. And even his grandfather, who he struggles to come out with for years and years, doesn't really care. No one really cares in the movie, so He struggles a lot with internalized homophobia and shame with regards to it, so it creates a lot of tension throughout the film. But ultimately, he's able to overcome it because he has that sense of community. I mean, what's not to love? What has also stood out to me for the longest time about this film is its representation of Native Americans. Now, it's not perfect by all means, but for its time, it does pretty well, all things considered. I don't want to spoil things for you guys if you should choose to view this film, but one of the love interests for our main character, Henry, is a man named Dexter Pike, and he's indigenous. He's shy, he's intelligent, he loves making good food, he's like the perfect man on the entire planet. I wish he was my boyfriend. He's just as important and accepted as the rest of the predominantly white population of Big Eden. And there's no bizarre or fetishistic treatments of his culture or his upbringing. And, just like Henry, he's loved for who he is and not hated for who he isn't. So I think that's important. The film is beautifully shot. It really showcases the nature of marvelous Montana. It has many positive messages in a time where it was really difficult to be comfortable and accepting of your own sexuality. And it just feels like a big warm hug, It's like coming home to a home-cooked meal after you've spent the entire day toiling in the coal mines. It's a shared experience we've all been through, obviously. So I think you should watch it. Thank you. But yeah, that's all I have to say. You can take my word for it, all of it. Don't look anything up, just trust me. Back to you, Jenna, or Jenna, omniscient Jenna.
Thanks for watching our newest Can't Think Straight segment. As we near the end of the episode, I want to take a moment to thank Macaulay and the rest of the crew for making all of this possible. It is the second to last episode of the season, and things have been moving like a well-oiled machine here, and that is because of the support system this crew provides to the show. So thank you all back there, except you, Emma. You know what you did.
What is she saying about me?
You know what you did, bruh. Can't get. And that concludes this episode of Can't Think Straight. Next episode is the season finale, and it's gonna be gayer than ever. So yeah, you definitely don't want to miss out on all that. Until next time.